good question. The fit part, you don't go into this thing like I didn't go into it in the league thinking they were going to move me all over the place. That was kind of a
survive in advance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, there is a part of it's kind of like your story, and I have the similar story as it pertains to how I made it in the NFL. At that point in time, when you get released a couple times, and you're on the practice squad, you need to take advantage of that. And I would get bored, and I was a senior. Heck, I had seniority over something,
right?
Which was the practice squad, okay. Right? So I'd say, hey, I'm snapping today. I'd play center. The coach would come to me and say, hey, the right tackle's built a lot like you. Can you go over and beat on? And by the way, Marcellus Wiley, I used to beat on him in practice. Can you go beat on Marcellus a while?
Quick aside, he ran 400 meters. A college football coach found him and said, "Start eating pizza. You're playing dead." Okay, I love that story. His
story's fabulous.
Oh my god.
Unbeknownst to Richard Sherman, there are other players that have made in the NFL from Compton. I mean, Richard's not the only one, okay? Marcellus was one as well, and he went to Columbia.
Right.
But no, his story's awesome. I mean, he earned everything he got with work. But, there was all these things, like go over here. So I would do this, and then next thing you know, that became my niche. I mean, they would get four guys, and they'd be like, who are we going to put there? Well, put Jerry O there. I've told you the story before about driving around the day of the off day when we had a pretty ugly loss. They cut the backup quarterback. There was all this, what was going to happen. We're in a kind of a tailspin. I get the phone call. I'm out with my wife up at ski country just trying to relax, and I get a phone call from the offensive line coach that wants me to come into the office. And, when you get cut a few times in your life, you're already running scared. And now you're jumpy. And here it was because he wanted to tell me to my face he was going to move me to right tackle from left guard. And my answer to him was, you blew my day up and caused me anxiety to tell me you were moving me to another position. I will talk to you tomorrow. Click, and hung the phone up. But that's how I was. I mean, I didn't care where I played. I mean, so no, I think you learn real quickly if the fit's right or not. And to me, fit's not predicated upon if things are hard or not. Okay?
Okay.
What I mean by that is, I think you know where I'm getting ready to go with this. Sometimes you have to work a little bit and things might be a little rough, and maybe a strength coach might, grinch at you a little bit, and you might get pushed out of your comfort zone. That doesn't mean that the fit's not right. That means they're trying to get you better. They're trying to get everybody better. But sometimes fit isn't right. And then just like we saw with the kid you reported on the kid from OU that's going to Tulane.
Mm-hmm. Michael Jones.
Right. I would say when I look at the depth chart, the fit probably wasn't correct at that time. And that's the thing about taking a risk. If you're even the 4 and 5-star guys, you take a risk. When you take a risk at the big time blue blood Power Fives, there is a chance that it might not work for you. There's a little bit of luck in it still too.
Well, and that's the other thing I want to get. I come on at the angle of fit and the angle of tough love versus
right.
You're going to have to talk to me and you're going to have to tell me what we're doing. Doesn't mean I'm quitting, because I'm not quitting, but I'm not going to let you just keep yelling at me and not knowing what I'm doing. And there are kids that everybody handles it differently, and we've had different discussions about coaches need to know their kids. But talking about the 4 or 5-star kids that try it and it doesn't work, or like let's take Michael Jones for instance, right? Michael Jones was a 231 in the range of 230, 250 players in the country ranked, right? And we're using that just as a baseline.
Right.
But coming into that 2016 class, he wasn't highly regarded, but if you saw his tape, you would have been like, okay, that's your Sterling Shepard dude right there. I get that. I can't wait to see him play. And it would never quite come along. Like an injury sets you back a year. any injury at all, right? Because then now with the 4-game redshirt rule, you really want to take advantage of that, because if you can't go, there's no reason to go. But then they're bringing in guys that are better than you, right? And your plan is blown up because that year that you were going to develop ahead of them, they're now caught up with you, right? And I think about that stuff all the time, how one injury is the thing that might set you back. Or maybe you just got in the doghouse and you can never get out in time. Like Mark Jackson goes into the transfer portal. And I feel comfortable bringing this up because Lincoln Riley alluded to it late in the year. It's like, we never seen Mark Jackson. We thought he would have been great for this rush in position that they play over there that seems to fit his skill set. And it's like, yeah, he was kind of in the doghouse, but he's since kind of worked his way out. He redshirted and he graduated. Now, I don't think anybody has a problem with a kid graduating to pursue, and that's all societal, right? We feel like if you came here, you stayed long enough to graduate, you're not playing, we're going to let it go. But in regard to when do you cut it loose? And I guess that's what I'm getting at, right? In the NFL, it's really about you and your family. Like Raheem Mostert has a great story about this. His wife, you hear this story? I don't want to repeat it to you. Okay. Raheem Mostert got cut by the Browns, right? Back when the Browns are still the Browns.
Right.
And the night before cut day, he'd made it through. And taking his family out for steak dinner, he met his wife in Cleveland. And yes.
I know where this is going.
Right. He, in the morning, wakes up, gets a phone call. Hey, we need you to bring in your iPad, playbook. You know the deal. And he says, doggone. Because he thought he had made it.
Right.
His wife's bridal shower is that day because they're getting married. So he calls her mom to tell her, and they both come to the agreement that we're not going to tell her until after this thing. And of all people, his wife's fired up. Said, no, you're not quitting. Because he's ready to go. He's ready to hang it up because he'd been through this enough times to think, I just don't fit. No, you're going to keep doing this because we believe in you, and I'm the mama, I'm the wife, this is what we're doing. And now he's going to probably start in the Super Bowl.
Right.
But also a dude that's supremely talented. Like, that's the part of his story that gets missed. Raheem Mostert won Big Ten championships in the 100 meters because people asked him to run. Like, he's a football player that somebody asked to run track, not a track athlete who became a football player. And he hates that people sign him track athlete because he returned kicks at Purdue, primarily, right? So, like, when I talk about fit, just get an opportunity to do what you do best because his skill set is for that Shanahan cutback. It just fits for that zone blocking scheme that they like to run. And I worry about that because like you've said, there's a job for everybody until there's not because the team is built how the team is built.
Yep.
So like knowing that something is going to work or trusting that something's going to work out the gate is always just the most difficult thing. Did you show up to TU knowing that you were good enough or did it take some time?
I think it took some time.
Okay.
I mean, it was quick because I was just practicing and I kept getting moved up.
Okay.
And I mean, to me, it's funny when you come out of high school and you've played all the time, it's just natural, right? I mean, that's part of it.
Yeah, the shock is not playing.
Right, but I'm watching my friends that are the same class as me and they're running scout team and I'm down here running second team reps with the group that's going to travel. We play the first game and I'm running every 2 series. 2 series go through, I'm playing against Kansas State. Then by the end of the year, I end up starting. And then that got derailed a couple games in because I got sick and had to be out for a few weeks. Got mono. But that was my one and only opportunity in college to play in Philadelphia.
Really?
Yeah, we played Temple